Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you about something. I'm in the car again. Seems like I do a lot of my brainstorming in the car, but I really think this will help you. So I was looking at the power incentive, and we have the 3 levels, which of course I want number 3, and I believe everyone should shoot for 3. And if you don't make number 3, so what? You got number 1 or 2, so no big deal. But a lot of people are like really scared because they're like, oh my God, I've got to recruit people. I'm so scared. Some of you guys are killing it. Your sales are incredible. You're at Sensational Start 1 and Start 2. But you got to go past there. You got to blow past there. And that video I watched this morning really inspired me. And then I came up with, if you're going to try it, go all the way. Don't make like 2 opportunity packs. Make 10. Get them out there. Do the 50-10. But I want to talk to you about something that has to change. That is your mindset. Your mindset has to change. You have to tell yourself that you're going to get out there and that you're going to do this. So something I want you to think about, I'm going to show this when I get home because I don't have it right now. But I had a system that I was using and it's been great, but I needed a little bit more. So I developed a system within a system, and I'll show it to you guys when I get home. But instead of thinking of a recruiting mindset, how are you going to get somebody on your team? How are you going to do this? Instead, make it part of your lifestyle. Make it part of your everyday. So, what I want you to do, and I told this the other night at tip night, is I want you to record your recruiting conversations. So, instead of saying, I got to recruit 2 people this month, and that's what you have your eye on, detach yourself from that outcome and start recording your conversations. Have 5 recruiting conversations a day. That doesn't mean join my team and vomit all over them and say Scentsy, Scentsy, Scentsy. No. What that means is get to know them, relationship build. Part of the form I'm going to show you and part of the thing I'm going to show you is called Oprah system. And it's not Oprah like, everybody gets a prize, Oprah. It's Oprah as an opportunity and referrals and appreciation and party and hostess. And you're going to be able to put people into different categories that you talk to. So I want you to have recruiting conversations every single day, opportunity conversations. And what you're going to do is if you see 5 people. So right now I'm on my way to deliver 2 basket parties. On the way to deliver the parties, I've got to get gas. I've got to pick up some food. I got to get some groceries, go to the grocery store right after that. Then I have to go to the post office. Then I have to pick up my kids. Then I have to take my daughter to softball. And then I have to run one more place tonight. That's 6 conversations I'm going to have today. I'm not going to say, hey, join my team. It's $99. This is what it'll do for you, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm going to find out about them. I'm going to find common ground with them. And it's something that I feel like will just kind of be a tickle in your heart that you need to talk to this person. You're not going to want to, like I said, vomit all over them with Scentsy and make it like a point to have these conversations today, because I believe God would put them in your life if you're supposed to share with them. And it might not be about the opportunity. It might be about hosting. It might not be about hosting. It might be about buying. It might be about, It might be about, can't even think. Buying, referrals. It could be about referrals. And if you can get in the mindset of having these conversations, and then I want you to have a notebook to where you write down the 6 people you talked to today, the 5 people you talked to today, the 10 people you talked to today, whoever you talked to today. And you write down Facebook conversation, text conversation, face-to-face conversation, email conversation, phone conversation. And you keep up with how you're doing these conversations. Because a lot of people get overwhelmed and they're like, I don't know anyone. I don't know how to have these conversations. You talk every day. You ask people how much the gas is going to be. You ask people, ooh, that sandwich looks really good. What did you order? You ask people, where did you get those shoes? I love those shoes. I've been looking for shoes like that. That's how you start conversations. Easily. Annette gave a great example the other night at tip night. It was so funny, but I hope, Annette, you don't care, but she used to be in direct sales, and she said that she was like, with this lady one day, and they went to a shoe store, and the lady's like, come on, Annette, come on, let's sit down and let's try on some shoes. And she said she'd try on these shoes, and she would look at people that would come by and go, hey, you like these shoes? What do you think about them? And then, they'd say, oh yeah, I like them, or I don't like them, or whatever. And she goes, well, I'm getting ready to go on a cruise that I won with my trip, and I really want to look the part. and I'm worried that these shoes might be a little bit too much or a little bit not enough. And it really accrues, wow, with your company, what company do you work for? And then she was able to kind of plug in her company, and she did it that way. I'm not saying go to the shoe store and do that. I'm just saying find common ground. Find a reason to talk about Scentsy. Use your Scentsy pay card when you're paying for something. And hey, guess what? You might not have any money on it, but I talked about this at tip night. Put that card out there. Let them see it's Scentsy. Say, here you go. And have you ever heard of Scentsy? Whenever you're like, oh, I used the wrong card, and then you put it back. You might not want to use that one because it has no money on it. But at the same time, you're able to have an icebreaker, a way to talk about Scentsy. Wear your brand, wear your shirt, put your stuff on your car. Even though you can't rely on that to bring people to you, you can use it as common ground to talk to people about Scentsy. So my challenge, my advice, what you got to do. If you want this incentive really bad, first of all, go all in. Make sure you're committed to do this. Secondly, change your mindset. Know that you can do this. Have those recruiting conversations. Record those recruiting conversations so that you can go back to them later. And then you will start having a great big huge field of seeds that you have planted that will begin to bloom and grow. All right, y'all. I'm about here to deliver my basket. Bye. Okay guys, I told you that my mission today was to have 5 recruiting conversations. You're going to see a lot of me today because I'm going to be reporting back to you what happened so far. So I told you I had to get gas. So when I was at the gas station, I was filling up my tank and this lady asked me about my nail color. Isn't that crazy? And she was like, oh my gosh, I love your nails. She was like, what color is it? And I said, well, it's like a lavender almost, because purple is like my favorite color because it's what my company uses and it's something I've always liked. And she was like, oh really? Well, what company is that? And then I told her, Scentsy. And she was like, oh, I think I've heard of that before. I saw that in the back of your car. And I gave her some information. That was my first conversation. And of course I was like, do you have a consultant? And of course she did not. And then I gave her the information. I got her follow-up information. I added her on Facebook. And I gave her a sample of the little counter clean I had and the washer whiffs and a wax sample. And she smelled it and it was by the sea and she told me she'd me an order later. So I'm gonna call her. Now my next thing that I did was I went to Walmart. And I hate Walmart, but I went to Walmart because I had to go pick up a composition book for my kid. And I was walking through the candle aisle. And so Liz and Randy actually gave me an idea. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. So I walked over there. And there was this lady and she was picking up candles, not Glade plugins, not anything else but candles. And I said to her, wow, I see that you like your house to smell good too. And she was like, yeah. She goes, I love this stuff. And I was like, I do too. I was like, I actually used to buy the Meadows, the Spring Meadows one. And she was like, oh, that's a really good scent. Anyway, we started talking. I said, but I quit using candles because of, what happens with the soot. And she was like, what happens with the soot? And I said, well, where do you think it goes? And she was just like, I hadn't really ever thought about that. I said, well, it goes up on the ceiling, it gets in your carpet, it gets in your sofa, it gets in your clothes. It's really toxic. I was like, even those plugins over there, those Glade plugins are really toxic. They cause fires. I was like, that's why I started using Scentsy. And she was like, well, what is that? And I was like, oh my God, we are in the heart of Greenville right now. And this chick is asking me what is Scentsy. So I was like, I'm glad you asked. And so I gave her some information. She actually is buying a seashell plug-in and Camu Camu, because that is the sample that I had because I had all my samples in my bag from sample night whenever we made samples. So guys, it's that easy. It is so super easy to talk to someone. So that's 2 recruiting conversations. Wish me luck. I have 3 more today. Bye. Okay. So it's raining really hard, so I'm not gonna look at my phone. I'm just gonna tell you about the rest of my conversations that I had today. So I went to a friend's house and you saw the picture and I left her the scent and she's going to share them with a couple of friends and she's gonna flip the party so that she can join. And then that will get her active until August, but I know that she'll sell a lot more than that because she'll book parties off of it. Actually, the girl is gonna probably book a party off of her that was there. Then I went to the store and there was a lady in front of me And she actually had those things that you, I forget what they were called. They're like gel, and you would be surprised. Do you know 75% of people in the United States have air fresheners? 70% of people have candles. So when you go to the store next time, just be nosy and walk around and look at different people's carts. And most likely you're going to see people with candles, you're going to see people with air fresheners, and you're going to see people with these little jelly like things that you sit in the back of a toilet. They have like little beads in them. She had some of those. And so I said, what are they? And she told me what they were, and I said, do you like them? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, do they dry out? And she's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, have you ever heard of Scentsy? And she was like, is that stuff that like diffuses or something? I said, yeah, we do have diffusers. I was like, well, do you have a consultant? And she's like, no, I just see it all over Facebook. And I said, oh, well, you must have a consultant if you have someone where you see their news feed. And she was like, no, I really don't. And so I gave her some information, and she's going to look at our travel tins, and she's going to look at a lot of our scents on the go, since she likes that kind of stuff. I even told her about the tip about putting the room spray inside the toilet roll, little cardboard roll, and she loved that tip. So I'll get an order from her. And then the last conversation I just had, I went through a fast food restaurant to get some food, and the girl said, oh my gosh, your car smells so good. And that's because I just left a dealership training a girl that just joined our team, and she's amazing. I'm sitting in there and she's like selling stuff left and right. And so I smell like lemon thyme or whatever that is, thyme, and I smell like lemon a lot. So whenever I was in the drive-through, the girl was like, oh, you smell so good. And I said, yeah, it's Scentsy. You ever heard of it? And she's like, yeah, I've got some of the wax. So you have a consultant? No, I actually picked it up over at like a show. I don't really have anybody. So I gave her some information, and it was kind of raining, and I told her about her oils because she liked the scent that I have. And I had my oils in here, so she just smelled the lemon one. She loves it. She wants to actually come over maybe Saturday and actually see a diffuser in person. So that is how you have conversations, guys. I just wanted to share with you, and I wanted to share my day with you, how I share Scentsy in a day. And I will show you the form a little bit later on when I get home. And I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I really hope this helped you. Bye!